Hello, welcome back to the Another Reviews Core podcast, also known as the ARC podcast. We're on our fifth episode. I'm your host, Red Devilos Reviews, and I'm here with Unity. Say hello to the people.
Unity here again to talk about other stuff, other things I just like grow tired of.
Yeah. Um. So this is going to be a bit of a different kind of stream from our previous ones. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channels, Red Devilos Reviews and Unity Review and Analysis. We are both film media critique kind of people, though we too dabble in here and there in other discussions. Uh, and be sure to listen to us on the Spotify the next day after this episode drops. So if you're here live, welcome. If you're listening back to us on playback, welcome. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, welcome. And
Hmm.
yeah, so this episode is a bit more relaxed, I'd say. We're just going to be talking about the general James Gunn's DCU that is coming up very soon, starting next year, actually. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
we're we've been getting a lot of information here and there about the DCU in general, especially from Gunn and his tweets and stuff like that. Though, in my personal opinion, is like I feel like he probably tweets too much.
yeah, just
I mean, like, but then again, I do appreciate like hi Ton.
oh, hi Ton, hi, hey,
Yeah. I do appreciate though, like in the sense like, you get a lot of, especially in this day and age where you get a lot of people who post tweets that seem legit or something like that. People make fake accounts and then like say like these are the kinds of news that you're getting from the movies or shows and stuff like that. And then here comes James Gunn, the guy literally in charge, saying that's bullshit. So I could at least respect it for that aspect. But yeah,
yeah. I mean, to be honest, I just at least it just doesn't have like for us to think about a lot of like ridiculous stuff. It's like, hey, it's bullshit. Don't think about it too much. It's like, oh, good.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, why don't we kind of go through
Oh my god, that's a lot.
the general slate that we were given so far. We haven't really gotten anything updated. I'll kind of elaborate on what that means moving forward. Um, you still got Aquaman 2 coming out this
Fuck.
this month.
What? Fuck, I forgot that is coming out this month.
Yeah, yeah. That that's gonna be your end of the DCEU as it was. What a weird franchise that was.
Yay. The rest really rest in peace because no one's gonna remember that except for the Snyder fans.
So yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you know, so you got Aquaman 2 as the whimper of the franchise, and honestly that's kind of fitting. Um
Yeah. Uh
so
Great.
then, you got your things moving forward. You got Creatures Commandos, which is going to be an animated series. You got Waller, Superman Legacy, Lanterns, a TV show, The Authority movie, Paradise Lost, a TV show, The Brave and the Bold, Booster Gold. Booster Gold is another TV show. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and Swamp Thing. And then I was listening back to what Gunn was saying when he announced these things. You know, their plan for DC moving forward is like you got your mainline DC stuff, and then you got this DC Elseworld stuff. So like anything like Joker, with Todd Phillips and the Batman with Matt Reeves. Those kind of things are going to be considered as DC Elseworld. Superman and
Yeah,
Lois, as you can see. Yeah.
pretty much. Great. To be
Um.
honest,
Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, I don't know. It's like that's a lot. That's a lot of shows and movies. It's a fucking insane.
Yeah. I do kind of want to. I do kind of want to go through that. Exactly what Gunn mentioned about that in particular. But before I do, um, you know, just like some general things, the Authority has no names attached for directing, writing, or producing yet. Brave and the Bold has Andy Muschietti returning as the director from The Flash. Also, the It films.
Yeah, also I think John Logan is writing like Brave on the Bold. Just like what
Uh,
the
yeah, I think.
oh yeah, oh yeah, that's the guy. I was like, gee, it was like, I mean, that is a weird position because everyone's like, look, this guy made Hugo, Gladiator, and Skyfall. He must be good, right? Yeah, 2012 ago. Do you know what does he write now? It's like he also wrote Spectre. The worst James Gunn film I saw. James Bond, I mean.
James Bond. Yeah.
James Gunn film.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, yeah. He also wrote Alien Covenant. The final Alien film. Like
Hmm.
that. Oh, yay! Because that is so good, right? Because that film is being mocked for
Honestly, one
being
of the worst films ever.
easily. I was literally watching it at the summer. It's like I was like, oh, how can it be worse than Prometheus? It's like, holy shit, that is worse than Prometheus.
Yeah, we're getting a new Alien film, I guess. So
Oh, yay!
can only
And
go up from here, I guess.
and do you know what's his last movie? They damn. I was like, I don't even know what to say. It's about an LGBT camp and
Oh, that movie,
oh my
the
god.
they them movie.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
it's like the I mean, I don't even know. It's like you could just
Yeah,
I was
I
like
know like 0 out of 10 is like not like a number people like to hear with movie analysis, but it's a 0 out of 10
it
kind of
is. I don't even know what to describe it. It's like to be honest, this is like the worst slasher movie I've saw. It's like if I say it out loud, I think people would not even believe me. What is this movie?
yeah.
It's like okay, basic concept. A group of people are gay, trans, lesbians, and they go to this camp to become straight, and they do so by I don't know. It's like the most inhumane experience ever, and there's a killer going to kill them. Um, and the killer, spoiler alert, is a girl who is turned straight by the camp by some fucking bullshit hypnotic stuff, and she comes here to kill the people in charge. It's like I don't know what the fuck. Which has so many problems already. I was, I was like, you could just reported them, or just kill them before the kids arrive.
Yeah, that's the Brave and the Bold writer, so not very excited for that. Sorry. Um Even if I mean, sure you got things like, it's gonna have Damian Wayne, you're gonna have the Bat family, which is rumored. But John Logan, man, I'm not sure. I mean, maybe he can tap back into that old 2012 era, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, my God, you need to give me a lot of convincing. And what other projects do we have
Uh,
writers?
Hey, I got so we recently just got a confirmation for Supergirl. Anna Nogueira is going to be the writer,
Yeah, I was like, I mean,
the
I'll
actor
check.
from Vampire Diaries.
Great, because I check her credit. She has one short film and three plays. Or to be fair, I write plays myself, but I have a tough time finding it online. I literally could not confirm are her plays good.
Yeah, I'll have to wait a little bit more on that information. Obviously, Supergirl has the benefit that they're going to try and adapt the, uh, the comic Woman of Tomorrow. So there's at least a basis of where they can get some inspiration from. One thing I did want to mention though is like there are like a few things that Gunn is kind of going for that are as recent of last year in terms of material. Like Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, as I mentioned, came out last year. Um, Paradise Lost is also very recent as well. Which Paradise Lost, the TV show, is just generally is going to be about, from what Gunn described it as, it's going to be like a Game of Thrones esque kind of show with Themyscira, but this is set before Wonder Woman's birth. And Paradise Lost focuses on Hippolyta, her mother, as the main character. The thing is, like, for some of these things, I just don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the last thing, Swamp Thing. Supergirl has no director, by the way, and then Swamp Thing has James Mangold directing and writing for Swamp Thing.
I mean, yeah,
Best known for Logan, Ford v Ferrari.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, ignore Dial of Destiny because that's I don't blame him much.
Yeah.
I mean, also, that fuck Waller has Waller have showrunner.
Waller does have 2 showrunners confirmed. Jeremy Carver from Doom Patrol, which that's pretty cool, and Crystal Henry from Watchmen 2019.
Oh my god, I love my life. Yes, so it's either be really good or really bad.
I hope she addresses how annoyed she is to be a derivative of another super. But which one? Which character?
Yeah, which character? Yeah.
You mean Supergirl?
Yeah, I got no idea, to be honest. Supergirl. Yeah, Supergirl.
Supergirl. Yeah.
But to be fair, the Arrowverse version, she's basically Superman, but worse.
Yeah, and at least there's Superman and Lois. So there's that. But yeah, so we got some general names for some of these projects, because most of these projects are still very much in development, which is fine. I mean, and then some of them are like, we only have like very minimal information. Like Booster Gold is just basically his origin, is what they talked about. He's from the 25th century.
Yep.
Becomes a superhero in the modern day because he was a loser in the 25th century. That's fine. And then he described Lanterns as a true detective show with Hal and Jon Stewart.
Lanterns. Yeah, that's a weird. Yeah, I don't know.
And then Peacemaker season 2 is the big one.
I don't know. It's like I wasn't really happy.
There we go. She-Hulk. That's why.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, terrible show.
Yep.
But yeah.
So what's so say that again?
Peacemaker season 2. So the one thing he said, Peacemaker season 2 will address the change from DCEU to DCU. So will the Waller show. But we don't know to what extent that means yet.
To be honest, I wasn't really fond of the Peacemaker show. It was like season 1 was like James Gunn was like, yeah, I wrote it in 2 months. Oh, I was like, fuck. I mean, I seen the show. It's like it's not good. I'm sorry. It's actually worse than TSS.
Oh, it is, but I think there's good ideas in it. I think it's just like, obviously, like, my whole thing with it was, I mean, like, I think everything with his dad was really good. But I think the whole Moth stuff kind of.
Yeah, they really did not explain the Moth too well. Just they are here because I don't know. It's like how did they have the cow stuff? And it's like actually the dad stuff is so I don't know what to say. It's like filler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's generally what we got from those things. Before we go more in depth with the shows that we actually have information on. But yeah, that's basically the slate. Um, and one thing I mentioned before, we actually got a tweet earlier from Crisis with a K. Shout out to Crisis with a K. Basically asking how much of the chapter slate was told, and Gunn said less than half. So yeah, the slate that we saw before, that's not the entire chapter. There's still more, basically.
Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, he said he would do the video game stuff. It's like, I guess he will include those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My thing about the so yeah, so Gunn mentioned that well, obviously one is like not all of the projects that were in that video was like mentioned like on the slate that you see right now. Not everything is there from chapter one, which for me it's like I guess I guess it depends on what else you want to put. I mean, obviously you got some odd ones there like Swamp Thing and the Authority, for example, that kind of like stick out in terms of not what you expect. But I don't necessarily have an issue with it, depending on where they go with it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, look at Guardians of the Galaxy, the movie. It's like originally, it's like he literally like James Gunn literally thought it would be the first movie to bomb in the box office, and turns out it's like one of the okay, it's not. It's like the best movie in Phase Two.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my whole thing with but like I think my bigger thing that I wanted to mention was because I had a conversation with my friends about just the MCU in general and like how they've been finding it difficult for the concept of movies and TV shows, especially when like you compare the MCU. It was like fully movies for three phases, and then phase four onwards, you start adding in the TV shows. Now, from a casual perspective, it is a lot of a commitment to get somebody to go from movies to TV show and then TV show to movie. Um, like because they're different formats. It's kind of hard to really engage everybody in that sense. Which, to be fair, not to mention Marvel has like an oversaturation problem with like you put so many movies and TV shows out there that like it gets to the point of I I really just don't care anymore. Like maybe I can skip this one. Maybe I can come back into a different one that I want to watch or something like that. I don't know. Like but like with Marvel, that's kind of like a difficult system. With
It
Gunn's system, what I
it
don't know if you wanted to add. Yeah.
yeah, it's like because just to be clear, before it's like I'm not because Phase One to Phase Three has their own TV shows. By the way, it's like Agents of Shield, Netflix, Daredevil, like fucking Netflix universe. It's like Cloak and Dagger, Runaways, Hellstrom. It's like those exist, and people can still watch them as side stories. It's like and because instead of just combining into a full universe, so they are like so everyone can just enjoy those instead of like the Phase Four. It's just like yeah, everyone's connected. Fuck you. You have to watch those to get this information.
Yeah.
But to be honest, if I think you guys should just skip them because watching it makes it even more confusing.
Yeah, because like I mean that is the main thing. Because like I mean we've talked a lot about uh Marvel shows from Loki and Miss Marvel, for example, for our previous episodes, and it's always been a headache that even if you watch the shows, like they really are so disconnected with the between the products that like it really doesn't matter what you watched in the show because they either ignore it straight up or they just like say general points that just don't summarize it, but like people just move on because like what can you do now? So it's like
Yeah, I mean that's not to mention like if you that's not to mention it's like you go to Daredevil and then just skip to WandaVision. It's like what the quality change is so drastic. It's like I think Feige and Marvel Studios don't know how to make a TV show. That's even worse.
that as well. Which I will say for Gunn is like I think he has like a general
I,
baseline of what to do. I'll give him that, and especially since like obviously his DCU hasn't started yet. technically. So you still have room for something to do, but I think there's also room for caution as well. I think the biggest thing that I wanted to mention though is like it is like a lot of a commitment in terms of like you know like not just from like a fan viewership expectation like I mean but just think about it like movies, TV shows. He also mentioned animation and gaming will be
Mhm.
connected as well, and the gaming part is really the biggest thing
Uh,
of like I don't know what to expect here because like not many
yeah,
people play, not many people game, not many people. I mean, you can watch a watch through, like a playthrough of somebody else doing it, but like, is that really feasible
I mean,
to do that?
my God, I mean, I'm not even a gamer, so it's like, Jesus, how much missing information I will have.
Yeah, and it's like I guess they could make a game with like smaller related characters, but then who would want to do that really? Because like, I'd rather play a game with Superman than like Peacemaker, for example.
But which is funny because Mortal Kombat basically add Peacemaker for as
Oh yeah.
special guest. Well, to be honest, it's kind of weird. It's like, how did he go from TS to just a guy with 20 appearance to literally feature in Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, it's the power of James Gunn. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's like that's really my main thing. And then not just from a fan expectation, obviously those different formats are very different. It's also kind of like a I'm also kind of concerned with the actors as well. Because like you
yeah,
gotta
everyone.
because like he's saying like they're gonna be the same actors between mediums. And then like I think one thing he did mention to be fair is like for the voice acting aspect, he says most of them would probably do it. Not everyone would do it. So that is something to keep in mind. Because like my main thing is like for some actors like if you're talking about movies and TV shows, then animation voicing and then gaming voicing, that's just a lot of commitment in general for one franchise. They still got their own lives, they still got their own movies they want to do, TV shows they want to do, things like that. I don't know, like it's just I feel like that's too big of a reach from what it sounds like. I know it's like we're all speculating here, so it's like I don't know if it's really going to be like that. But like I know, but and then at the same time, there's just some actors who can act, but they can't voice act. For example, I think Sebastian Stan and Haley Atwell in What If were not very good in their voice acting, and they're very good actors in IRL. So it's like
Yay.
I don't know. And then there are some people who can voice act, but they can't physically act. So I mean, it
Yeah, I
goes
mean,
both ways. Um,
yeah, it's like because that's why people hire voice actors and actors. Even though I do not understand why the fuck does now just everyone just get actors instead of voice actors for voice acting. This is
yeah,
crazy.
it's just I do wish voice actors got more respect in the industry, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I mean that's generally my thing about that. I think we can kind of talk about why the DCU failed, but I guess before that, why don't we be a little bit funny?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, you see this tweet up here. Zack Snyder basically saying that Amber
Oh.
Heard suffering abuse on social media. I just don't get it. If other people don't like her, I don't know what to say. I would work with her in a second. And yeah, that's why the DCU failed.
I mean, to be honest, if the Snyder Code still defends him, you guys really need help. Uh,
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I can't really say it is what it is because it's bad.
yeah, it's just I don't know. It's like wow, you just defend a person who just ruined his life, lied in courts, literally cut off a person's body parts and just and first frame the other person.
Yeah.
That's a criminal.
But why don't we be a little bit serious? I guess before we start talking about the new DCU, why did the DCEU fail in your opinion?
Wow, Zack Snyder sucks. He's the fucking showrunner. Oh my god. That's already. It's like that's. I mean, if you look at Man of Steel, like BVS, it's like they clearly don't have a plan. You can't just jump from Superman to Man of Steel. I was like, yeah, sure. That if the writing is good, go for it. But it's Zack Snyder. He can't write. That's it. That's one thing. And of course, after Snyder left because his daughter commits suicide, which yeah, I feel really sorry about that. But the direction afterwards is still like really bad. Just like I mean, there's like Shazam was like okay, which is relatively better than a lot of them, but it's like no. There's a Birds of Prey. It's like, but it's like I don't get it. It's like just a lot of side projects. That movie is also bad. I mean, the only one that is like which is like fine is like the Suicide Squad and actually Blue Beetle.
Yeah, we'll get to Blue Beetle in a second. But
Yeah.
yeah, the DCU kind of had its problem with in terms of like, for starters, it's very clear that they were trying to rush to be like the MCU. From its initial hype. Obviously, Man of Steel came out after the Avengers in 2012. And then, they started running and gunning for Batman v Superman,
Yeah.
which
Uh.
yeah, one of the main issues is obviously like not just the bad writing, but like just like in the sense like
It's
it's extremely rushed to get to a point that they clearly want to get to,
I
Justice
mean,
League and all that.
yeah, because originally they actually planned for Superman 2 and Superman 3.
Yeah, the original plan is Man of Steel is its own trilogy. Nothing
Y-
else.
Yeah, also if you say if Zack Snyder said I have a 5 project plan. Bullshit. Your previous is not even in your plan.
Yeah. And then the whole plan is to get Superman to become Superman that people in the comics would like. And it's like, I don't know, he needs 5 films to do that. Okay, I guess.
I mean,
But
oh,
then his way of justifying that is like Batman fucks his wife while he was dead, to have his kid, and it's like, after
uh,
seeing that baby in Lois's belly, I guess like that's what made him realize humanity is a beautiful thing, because his friend fucked his wife when he was dead. So,
oh my god. I just
so yeah, that's like that's part of the thing. And then obviously like, I mean, so obviously like with the, I know people say like, oh, DC is dark or something like that, or they're trying to go for a darker kind of thing, and it's like, I mean, if that's what you really want to do, fine, but like at the
it's
same time, it's like, I mean,
it's it's not really dark. It's just so edgy. That it's like
yeah,
it's just and when someone say it's dark, basically it's not just fun, lighthearted. It's like it explores like deeper themes, like deeper message, like it's like drugs, alcoholism, or just like what it means to be like morally and moral ambiguity is like stuff like that. It's stuff say just instead of just has Cyber saying fuck the world. Great. It's just
did he not think humanity was a beautiful thing when he sacrificed Krypton's last chance for them? Apparently not.
yeah.
Yeah,
Kryp-
he
Krypton has his chance.
yeah, he really needed Zach really wanted Batman to fuck Lois over his grave, Superman's grave, so that have the
uh
baby, and then that's what makes humanity beautiful. That's,
and
I understand the confusion. So
yeah, by the way, he also sacrificed himself to kill Doomsday in BVS, so he also doesn't understand that at that point, I guess.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't understand this guy.
to be honest, like
I mean, it's good that the franchise died. Um, you know, there was just clearly like no direction either. Like you got the team together, which was rushed as fuck. Um,
yeah,
then you got all these side projects happening, which is I guess that happens here and there. And then now we just get your Shazam 2, your The Flash, your Aquaman 2, and
yeah,
now we're done.
yeah. There's a lot of threats that doesn't get resolved. Remember, like the Shazam and Shazam 2 cliffhanger. There's like the stupid bug thing. It's like, ha
Yeah,
ha, I have a plan now. But you
Mr. Mind, yeah.
just wait for 2 more years for me to crawl there and crawl back. It's like,
I gotta tell you something, but I can't tell you now, so I gotta go back to my lab, which is gonna take me 2 years to get there. I
right.
guess, I suppose.
Uh, this is awesome. There, I mean, there's
So I guess like in terms of the DCEU, like what do you think that the DCU should not learn from this franchise? I think it's pretty obvious, but like just to
I
hear
mean,
those ideas.
for one, plan the fuck ahead. Instead of like scrapping plans, changing showrunners, changing the fucking franchise runners, and just like just give more time to prepare before you actually make the big team up or something. Just like explore every individual characters, and also hire good writers.
Yeah. And I think an underrated aspect that people don't really comment on so much nowadays is like I think you need to cast like according to what you want them to do. Like I understand Ben Affleck is not a bad pick for Batman. It's just the dude was over 40 by the time he got the role. He's like 50 now, and he decided to step down. I know, like obviously he had like physical problems, like physical and mental problems, like outside of the film, and I'm not discrediting that at all. But like at the same time, it's like I feel like with Batman or like well for Batman in particular, it's like he is a very physical character, and the person needs to be in shape for that kind of character. It's not like really like a CG kind of character where like an Iron Man, you don't really need to work on Robert Downey Jr.'s physical body because like he can be in a CG suit for the movie, so he'll be fine. But like with someone like Batman or like I talked about Blade before with Mahershala Ali or something like that. When they're too old, like you're going to get to a point where either they're going to give out because yeah, it's a very physically demanding role that like you can't really expect him to last much longer. Um, I just think like it would have been better to just cast like more appropriately depending on uh, your age range, which I know like a lot of people wants to get the best actor for the job no matter how old they are.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like I feel like you have to prioritize some things over that, in my opinion.
And by the way, I remember like DCU just like got a DC, not DCU, just someone in DC got a guy that's like, okay, how to fix the DCEU or just DC as a whole. He was like, cut all the projects. It's like, yeah, based. I mean, to be fair, they cut out the Batgirl. Was like, who the fuck cares about that?
Oh yeah, I mean a lot of this whole
Yeah,
thing. I mean, from what we were told about Batgirl is like it was supposed to legitimize the Flash and like the whole Michael Keaton Batman thing. It will be now canon. The Burton verse will be canon with the mainline DCEU. Uh, Ben Affleck would be gone. Michael Keaton would be the Batman. So it's like you're replacing a 50-year-old Batman with a 70-year-old Batman at that point. So I don't know. They wouldn't have learned their lessons. So
yeah, it's like it's so weird. And then the Flash came out just like, oh hey, I'm George Clooney.
which is
Awesome. Great.
I'll give it points because I'll only give it points because I like George Clooney and I thought
Yeah,
that was a little bit funny, but that's about it. Yeah, but it's tough. Because like obviously like DCU, I don't expect this kind of problem because obviously Gunn is a fan of the characters in the comics, so that's another factor where Zach has said him a lot of times that he wasn't. Um, I mean, despite saying he is, it's also clear that he wasn't. But and again, it's like if you want your franchise like that, that's fine. But there's still bad writing regardless. But even with that, DCU it obviously should not learn from that. It should not learn the
It's the DCEU. The fuck.
yeah.
This DCEU is such a mess. This is insane. Remember we just like Flash is gonna reboot anything. Which by the way, I hate that concept. I really hate the EU universe reboot concept. I fucking hate it in Legion and fucking hate it in like what's like
Yeah.
Apocalypse War. It's like just like oh great, you just make your entire franchise pointless for no reason now.
I
It's like
mean, like, so I get the concept of it in general. Is like because like when you reset a universe, it's kind of like I guess it depends on it depends on the execution, of course. Um,
yeah.
I think it for the Flash in particular. I think what they were going for is like kind of going away from the DCEU and going into this new phase of DC films without it. I guess like it was like a kind of like a compromise in a way for like let's let's take this character and not like completely decanonize everything from the previous movies. Let's take that, have this character do that, and then go into this new phase of films. In that sense, which for that kind of explanation, I can understand doing that. My problem with it, obviously, is like that's clearly not what they can do because, like, because the Flash puts George Clooney in that movie, so
Yeah, to be honest, I
that's
just
clearly
think
not what they were doing.
to be fair, I just think that they just do this because lol, we're just kidding you. We're not gonna do anything.
Yeah, and then like my whole thing about the Flash is like the Flash has like you could do like a lot with Barry Allen as a character. So it's like I really don't like how Flashpoint is the end all be all for like what you could do with the Flash character and like a Flash movie in general. That's just very stupid. But I wouldn't expect any less from this incompetent franchise. So,
Yay.
but yeah,
Yeah,
that's essentially what you got here and there. Yeah, it's
sure, sure.
dead, and I guess that's well, it's almost dead by Christmas time for
Yay, are
Aquaman
we gonna
2.
break? Please don't tell me we gotta break down that movie. Holy shit.
I really don't care about that movie. I mean, I didn't hate Aquaman 1
Uh,
per se. Well, at least like when I watched it in theaters. It's a pretty looking movie. I'll give it that. I
yeah,
think Juan is a good director. Um, and obviously, like I like the colors and the atmospheres that they went with. But like, I don't know. But like, it is forgettable at the same time. So
yeah. I watched it on Netflix. It's like I was literally just wondering what am I watching? It's just so many. There's a lot of genres inside. I don't know what to describe it. It's like I don't
yeah,
know. Yeah, to be honest, I really don't have interest to watch that movie. I mean, even if I watch it, it's like I don't know, just I would not pay for it. That's what I would say. I just have if someone paid for me, it's like oh yeah, sure, I guess.
yeah. So as we mentioned before, we talked about Blue Beetle, and this is kind
Uh,
of our segue into the DCU because one thing Gunn has mentioned is that Blue Beetle, the character, the actor Zolo, uh, is going to carry over into his new DCU. Um, so I guess first, like, what did you think about Blue Beetle the movie?
I think it's a 5 out of 10. It's like it's better than I expected. But it's like there's some good bits like for like the characterization of like for the Blue Beetle himself and his like father, some of the family members. Like there are some dumb stuff over this and there. It's like it's generally not too bad. There's actually good stuff. I mean the films are still really stupid and inconsistent. It's like there's a Rush redemption arc for like the Red Guardian things. It's like he just wanted to murder people so like willingly, and then just like nah fuck yeah, I'm the victim. I shouldn't murder people, and then it's like and then just kill myself to murder the girl from what's it called? What's it? What is that movie again? It's like Rocky Picture Horror Show or something. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, the films are stupid, the plot is contrived, but the character, the protagonists are actually pretty good too. Okay.
Also, Bruno Marquezine. That's quite a catch. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Also, by the way, they come. I mean, someone confirmed that the person speaking is Booster Gold.
Yeah. Bruno was playing Ted Kord's daughter, I think.
Oh yeah, it's like
No. Was it Booster Gold or was it Ted Kord himself?
Ted Core. No, it's Booster Gold. Actually, apparently Booster Gold is the one that's talking about it. I mean, that's not confirmed directly. It's just like someone said it behind the scenes. That the person said it is Booster Gold.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think to the extent of what Gunn said about what do you call it? Blue Beetle, just the character, I guess maybe his supporting characters will also transfer over. But so I guess it's more like it's not really the first film of the DCU per se. God,
Yeah,
first
just
off,
the actor.
DCEU and DCU, I hate those acronyms, but it is what it
Yeah,
is.
it's it's
It
just
is what it is.
DC. To be honest, now just be DC extended multiverse because MCU is no longer Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's Marvel Cinematic Multiverse (MCM).
Yeah, stupid.
Uh, Great. To be honest, though, I don't think this movie is gonna have a sequel, even if it will be a reboot.
Yeah, I mean, I think like really it just comes down to like, do you like Zolo and would you like to see him in the DCU? Which, sure, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I like the actor. That's it's
Best known for Cobra Kai as well.
yeah, that's. I mean, everyone likes Cobra Kai. I'd say that.
Yeah,
Just
but yeah, that's about it in terms of Blue Beetle. I mean,
right. Yeah, they actually cast a person to play Ted Cord. It's like Bobby McGrufer for in the Blue Beetle movie.
right,
Bobby Mc Bobby McGrufer. Oh, I think that's the director or something. I've no, that's yeah. I don't know who that is. Yeah. Bobby McGruver is the person playing like Ted Cord in the as a voice in the end credit scene,
right.
or yeah. Uh, DCEU. To be honest, I don't even know who the fuck is. How is Blue Beetle gonna be? It's like he will be in a DCU, but it's not the first DCU movie.
Yeah, I don't know because I guess like part of it came from like the soft reboot idea. You take the character, but like not the plot of what it is, which I guess it's just really hard for like I mean, when you're told that like this is not going to be integral to the DCU, then like that kind of turns people off to watching the movie, which that all unfortunately happened. Which I understand. I'm pretty sure the film came out during the strike as well, so that was also a factor. Uh, but I do think Gunn didn't really help in that aspect of like I'm taking the character but not the movie, or in that kind of sense. So
Yeah, she
it's
should just
it
yeah
becomes
he
a turn. You should have just let it. You should have just promoted it the way that it is. Let people watch it. Once it's like over months later, then you can say I'm taking the character but not the movie.
it's so
If
weird.
that's really how you feel, in my opinion.
I mean, it's like you intentionally fuck yourself up. It's like yeah, you it's like just say it later. So at least you just have the movie earn some money first.
Let her earn his money. Let people think maybe it is the DCU. I mean, it could be lying, but like,
Yeah, I was like, it's like, I mean, I don't know. It's like, in the like, in the financial point of view, you should just say it later.
yeah. And it's like, I guess it's like, it's not like a full lie per se. It's like the character is coming into the DCU, just not the movie. Um, but if you say it's like it's going to be in the DCU, that gets more people to get interested and more people to watch it, maybe, and then things like that. I mean, then again, like I know, like when I first watched the Blue Beetle trailer, obviously a lot of people were just saying it just feels like Miss Marvel again. Um,
Yep.
which, to be fair, it's kind of hard to. It gets more difficult to do more like teen related superheroes or something like that. The more and more you see it, um, not. But for me, it's like I don't necessarily have a problem with that because I know Blue Beetle the character. I just know that from a casual perspective, I can also see that not being a fun idea for a lot of people either as well. So
I mean, I don't really hate the movie. I'll say it's like I think it's better than Miss Marvel. I'll say that.
yeah, but yeah, that's So I guess technically we've had our first DCU character with Blue Beetle. That kind of leads us into well, before we kind of go into finally get into like the content that we have. One thing Gunn did talk about just a few, I think, earlier this week. That Oh yeah, by the way, all this information is going to be dated. I understand that, so just keep that in mind when you listen back to us, and maybe something gets contradicted, or maybe something gets. It's going to be dated. We know, so just keep that in mind. But anyways, yeah, earlier this week you got Gunn saying, "I get asked about rumors of various actors being cast in various roles every day. Just a blanket rule to keep in mind while assessing whether these rumors have any truth to them. 99% of the time, they're false. We are never going to cast roles without scripts,"
I mean,
which
fair.
is good.
Yeah, good. I was like, that's what I do. I mean, to be fair, I imagine certain actors are just friends in my own script, but well, I don't really cast them before. I don't really cast them. Just a better way to just feel my characters I'm writing.
Yeah,
It's like
because like obviously, like when you start casting, and then you think about the script, you get to a point where it's either you have to write the character now in the perspective of the actor that you casted already, which they might or might not actually fulfill those kind of requirements that you want with the character. But obviously, that depends on how you write the character, um, or in other aspects, like with the sense of you're putting a lot of pressure on the actor that you cast when there's no script either.
mm, yeah, it's. I mean, to be fair, I think that's what Marvel is doing. I don't think they even have a script when they cast Wonder Man. Or
No, they didn't.
yeah, so like I mean, Daredevil was weird. It's like a lot of things to just cast without an actor. Let's,
Yeah,
it's just
and then like just to like kind of highlight for people, um, the only scripts that are done, or like have any sort of like semblance of like you know that they can actually talk about casting is like is only Creature Commandos, Waller, and Superman Legacy. That's it. Those are the only ones that actually have like something done. Whereas like the others, like they have like names attached, but they still haven't wrote the script yet. Or some of them are in the process of writing. So yeah, like so if you see rumors about Brave and the Bold casting or Supergirl casting, Swamp Thing casting, it's like you're probably not going. Those are probably not going to be true.
Yeah, so unless like James Mango or just like other people just like comes in and just yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Which I mean, yeah, that's one thing I do respect about Gunn in general is like, shut it down, early, because you get stupid fan casts like all the time, people thinking it's real, and then it's not. And I know like obviously people fan cast because it's exciting. I understand that.
Yeah.
People want it. People want to cast out there. They want to see who's going to play which character, and all this stuff. I get the appeal. I'm a fan caster, YouTuber, so. I understand that appeal, but like, it's very easy for Gunn to call the bullshit out. So
Yeah, pretty
there's
much.
that.
Yeah. I have no idea where the fuck that came from.
Yeah, but that's basically one thing I wanted to point out. Yeah, the only thing you'll expect casting from right now at this point of the video is like Creature Commandos, The Authority. Waller and Superman Legacy, which we're gonna get into. So I guess first, like when people keep hearing Creature Commandos, they wonder, what is that? Unity, have you ever asked that question yourself?
Yeah, I was like, what? Yeah, I never heard of that before.
Yeah, so the Creature Commandos is basically a team of monsters that fight Nazis during World War II. It's basically like you have a human leader, and then they have like a werewolf, a vampire, a Frankenstein monster, and then like a Gorgon, I think. Yeah, it's like something like that. And yeah, they would fight Nazis in World War II. Obviously, you have GI Robot here, who is a Nazi killing robot.
Yeah, that's basically the first Avenger, without just instead of like Captain America, they have a group of monsters.
Yeah. But in this aspect, like the description we got, that the show will be like a Black Ops team of monsters that was assembled by Waller. It's gonna have the characters like Rick Flag Sr., played by Frank Grillo, also best known from
Crossbone from
Crossbone for the
MCU.
MCU.
I mean, it's like, have you got like the Purge, like the main character of Purge 2 and Purge 3?
Yeah. Because like I know, like with Rick Flag Sr., like you have like the father of Rick Flag, played by Joel Kinnaman in the Suicide Squad movies. Now the actors are like 16 years apart in age, but like I mean, I feel like they're probably just gonna age up Frank Grillo to make him look older. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
You also got Indina Varma as the bride
Yeah.
of Frankenstein.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, she's supposed to be like the group leader or something, like the bride.
Gunn said that she's going to be like the main character of the film, basically, of the show. And then you have,
I mean, to be honest, this is like the first thing because like, if you're the main character, what the fuck is the Rick Flag Sir is gonna be? I thought he would be the group leader or something, because he's the only human.
Yeah, it is pretty weird actually.
Yeah, and I mean, I like the casting of Indira Verma. I was like, she's a really good actor.
I think it's my favorite cast.
Same
on this list.
I mean, I've seen like Game of Thrones. She's a really good actress there, and Torchwood, which is like a show that she's gonna be with a lot of weird people fighting weird aliens, and she's gonna be in the new series of Doctor Who, play as the Duchess. Yeah, she's also in Torchwood. The Doctor Who did that all the time. They cast a lot a lot of actors are got recast. I mean, like Karen Gillan and Peter Capaldi, is actually not. The doc is didn't got the biggest role before they play other small characters. In
Yeah.
fact, Peter Capaldi and Karen Gillan work together in the same episode. Jesus.
Yeah, you got yeah, I think Indina Varma is my favorite cast here. As the Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah,
You got Maria Bakalova coming back as Princess Alana Rostovich,
yeah.
which
Original character.
which is a original character for the show. She also voiced Cosmo the dog, space dog, in
Uh,
the Guardians 3 and holiday special movies.
yeah, that's a weird choice. To be honest, I don't know why the fuck don't you just get a voice actress.
Yeah. I don't know. I wish Maria would get to do
More.
more. Um,
Uh, I mean,
but
I
like she says, she loves working with James Gunn, so I can't really take that away from her.
I also don't really have any issues with like the
Playing a
original.
Princess OC character as well.
Yeah.
That's a.
So
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I wish.
yeah.
I wish she had a better.
Yeah, agents. To be fair, I'm not really against like original characters. I still really like Agents of Shield first 4 seasons. And most of the cast are original characters, and I was like, there's nothing really wrong with that. Just I don't know, just like get better luck next time for the actor.
Yeah.
I hope this time you're actually playing character instead of a dog.
Yeah. You also got Zoe
Chloe.
Chow as
Yeah,
Nina
Lena Chow.
Mazursky, which is the the alien looking one with the dome on her head, next to Rick Flag in the picture.
Yeah. Uh, which is like, what is that? Like an alien girls. God. So I don't know. How much have you seen Zoe Chow before?
Um, I
Uh,
don't
yeah.
recall.
Yeah. I saw it. I saw her in like 2 things, I think. And it's 2 are like drama called Somebody I Used to Know, and but starring like Alison Brie and I think Aubrey Plaza is not there. Alison Brie and Danny Pudi. You know the two
Yeah,
actors from Community. She
yeah,
has a really minor role, and the high note with Dakota Johnson also minor. Oh, yeah, it's like there's also so much.
yeah. Um, yeah. Basically, Nina is a
Uh,
well.
she
It's kind of hard to explain in a summary.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like she's an actor you saw all the time. Just didn't recognize her.
Yeah,
Uh,
but
I mean,
yeah, you
yeah.
you got you also got David Harbour as Frankenstein.
Uh,
Um,
uh, I guess. I mean, to be fair,
yeah,
he's got to play them well.
yeah. Sean Gunn is going to be returning as Weasel, and he's also going to be voicing GI Robot as well.
Yeah.
So he has
That.
two roles in this team.
Yep. To be honest, I don't think he would do much as Weasel for voice acting.
Yeah, and GI Robot, I'm kind of curious what they'll do because again, GI Robot is programmed to kill Nazis, and I mean, you got some Nazis here and there today, but it's not like World War II. So
I don't know. It's like I don't even know the plot of this show yet.
yeah. So that's kind of like because I know like some people were wondering if this show is going to be set in World War II, because you have Rick Flag here, obviously, and then you got GI Robot, but then you got Weasel here, and then you also got
Waller.
Steve Agee, Economos is returning,
Yeah.
and Viola Davis is returning as Amanda Waller. Not on the slide, but just to point that out.
Yeah, it's just that's I don't know. It's just like it has to be modern day after the Suicide Squad. I I think so because it's like the timeline is so confusing. Is the Suicide Squad canon?
Yeah, and then like the other questions would be like Rick Flag Sr. His son was killed by Peacemaker. What does that do? That kind of thing.
And why the fuck isn't he on the notice that already? I don't know. So yeah, just
Yeah, and like Waller's like recruiting Rick Flag Sr. Then I wonder what was the relationship with Rick Flag Sr. Rick Flag Jr. in the Suicide Squad movies. So it's like now there's a relationship with Rick Flag Sr., different guy. So I don't know. I I mean, because like it says like the Waller show and Peacemaker season 2 are going to address the connections of DCEU, but also make it fit in the context of the DCU with James Gunn.
uh
So that's
yeah.
kind of the stuff like I kind of need to see what he means by that before like kind of giving like a full statement on that. But yeah, that's essentially your cast. Not really much to say. Obviously, because as we know, this is your first animated project of the DCU. Also, the first project in the Chapter One Gods and Monsters as well.
Yeah, which is a name, but it's like I don't know what the fuck does that have to do with like creature commanders stuff.
Well, to be fair, this is a team of monsters.
Yeah, I guess.
But like, I guess like obviously like I think one thing I should have mentioned is like the Creature Commandos show and Waller are both slated to release in 2024. So this is going to be your and the one thing Gunn described those two shows in particular is that it's supposed to be your palate cleanser, your appetizer for the real start of the DCU, which will be Superman Legacy. But like I think what he means by that is like Creature Commandos and Waller, of course, in both of them. Your slight connection from the DCEU um to the DCU and all that stuff. I still don't know what really I don't know to what extent is he going to go for in that aspect, but like yeah, it is
So,
it is a bold way to start the franchise though. Um,
uh, yeah, it's I don't know. Probably just start with Superman Legacy if you ask me.
yeah,
I mean, there's Alan Turk as Doctor Philosophus. What the?
Phosphorus. Yeah, that's the one that's like the flaming skeleton.
I don't know. Don't. I mean, Alan Turk is a good. It's a really good voice actor. So it's like I'm fine.
Yeah. Alan Tudyk also played Mr. Nobody in Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
Um, one of the villains in that show. So he's good as well.
Yeah. I mean, he's a really good. He's really he has a really good voice. So let's say that.
Yeah. So yeah, that pretty much sums up the confirmed cast of Creature Commandos. In terms of predictions, I can't really make any. Obviously, one of the biggest differences is like Creature Commandos that's going to be set in the modern day. I just have to see what that means. I mean, obviously, you can do that. It's just like with GI Robot in particular, it's like with someone who is from World War II. I guess like what does he do now? Which that could be interesting, I guess,
Yeah.
in that aspect. But yeah, but like having a Black Ops team of monsters per se in the modern day, I don't really. That could be fun, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
Probably.
but yeah, There's one other cast that has been in the rumors, but like we don't really know if it's true or not. Earlier November 3rd, you there was like on Anya Chalotra's
Yeah,
IMDb page, best known as Yennefer from the Witcher series, that she was going to be playing Cersei, a Wonder Woman villain in Creature Commandos. And it's still on her IMDb page for on her resume that she's playing the character. There's been a lot of tweets about this revelation, and
yeah,
Gunn hasn't turned that rumor down at any point.
yeah.
Still hasn't to the time of this recording.
It's so weird. That's what it says. Like I don't know. It's like to be honest, I just there's also no news reports like discussing film. Just like hey, that this is actually true. Just speculations.
Yeah, I mean, my only comment with the cast is like, I mean, it's a little boring with the whole Yennefer to Cersei,
To be
but
honest, yeah,
do I
yeah.
have a problem with it? Not really.
I don't know. It's like her performance in The Witch is kind of one note because I don't blame her. It's like the character is just so one note. It's like because my life sucks, so I hate everyone. Basically, that's basically it.
It is kind of ironic that like Eva Green has been fan casted for Yennefer and Cersei, and Anya Chalotra is given both. If this is true, that's just something I
Uh,
found ironic.
uh
Um,
yeah. Also, by the what is Cersei gonna do in Creature Commando? It's like she's a Wonder Woman villain. How is this team gonna beat her?
yeah, that's kind of my other thing. It's like, to what extent would Cersei apply to the Creature Commandos? Like, if she is the villain of this story,
Uh,
um, yeah, and I'm sure she'd be a recurring character. I don't think they would like kill her off because like if they killed her off in Creature Commandos, that'd be horrible. Uh,
yeah. To be honest, it's weird because like, I don't know. It's just like The Witcher is such a bad show. It doesn't really. I mean, it's just like the person who made the show doesn't even read The Witcher. But actually, she read The
yeah.
Witcher. It's like she just doesn't really give a shit about The Witcher. And she it's like. And then actually Anna Chalotra is actually the first person she cast for the show, not the fucking Witcher herself.
Oh, it was so, but like I hated her comment like of the casting. It's like I needed somebody who's like not conventionally beautiful
Yeah. Do
for
you
the
guys?
character for Yennefer. It's like,
What?
first off, you just insulted your actress, and
Uh,
secondly, um, Anya looks really good.
yeah,
Let's
pretty.
just to put that out there. But like, not only that, but it's like for Yennefer in particular, it's like I don't know what really what gets you to the point where you wanted to go for an unconventionally beautiful kind of
Uh,
actress.
it's weird
Why was
because
that the requirement?
I don't know because by the way because Yennefer in the books it's like she's only beautiful after like the magic stuff.
Yeah.
It's like what? Yeah, it's I don't know. It's like yeah, you basically the character itself is a challenge of beauty standards. It's like it's just so weird. It's like I don't know. Are they referring to a race or something? That's basically what I thought.
Um, I mean, if it is, that's wild as
Wow,
well.
Jesus. Uh, um, yeah,
I
that's
mean,
weird.
but The Witcher doesn't really have that many great casts outside of Henry Cavill as Carol.
I like Freya Allen, which is fucking insane because Freya Allen originally has a really small role, but because they don't have time to find, what's it
Somebody
called?
else,
As what the fuck? Yeah, what is the what's the character again? Uh, Jesus.
Cersei.
Yeah,
I
Cersei.
was Siri.
Siri. Yeah, Siri. So they just like, hey, what do you think of Freya Allen because we cast her as a small role? It's like, yeah, sure, let go with it. I mean, that is the best mistake they made. They made a lot of horrible mistakes, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. The entire show is insane, and the entire casting is bizarre. Don't worry.
Yeah, my thing about my main question is like if this Cersei rumors are true, I guess why Creature Commandos as the villain, which to be fair, it's kind of hard to I don't really know what kind of villain you would want them to do at the same time. So I guess forcing a Wonder Woman villain to generate some kind of hype is I guess understandable.
I mean, I don't know. I'll probably just get fucking black mask or something, because at least that's more reasonable than a god who can fight Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I guess to be fair, they do have like monsters like Dr. Phosphorus and the Frankensteins. I guess there's some leeway I guess you can have in terms of super beings. But that's all I can really offer. But yeah, that's generally what's going on. That leads us into Superman Legacy, which will be the first film of the DCU. So as mentioned, Creature Commandos is your first project in general with the animated show. Then you got the Waller show, which will be live action TV, and then leads into Superman Legacy, the first film of the DCU. It's also the film. It's also the project that has the most cast.
Because Gunn wrote the first draft before the writer's strike begins. So
yeah. Obviously, I mean, just kind of going through it one at a time. David Cornsweet as Superman. As I mentioned in my fan casting video, it's like a lot of people don't know that David was actually suggested by J.J. Abrams back in 2019 in terms of who he would want as Superman when there was like the original idea that J.J. Abrams was going to make the new Superman movie. And then before that kind of went in a totally different direction.
And also the writer for that movie is like something about that one, that the
Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a good guy. Not a good guy.
Yeah, this guy's borderline insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy guy. I mean, apparently J.J. Abrams' Superman movie is still not rejected yet. So it's like it could be Elseworld, but it's like
who's
I don't
gonna
know,
watch
man.
that?
There's also like Michael B. Jordan's Val Zod TV show that was rumored. That's also hasn't been rejected yet either.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know. It's like it's too many Superman projects that are in development.
To be honest, it's one of the things I just read. It's like we do not understand what DC is like. Why the fuck is there so many Batmans and Superman? It's like, hey, I want to make a show about DC. It's like, okay, it's either a pick between these, it's like Batman or Superman. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, they're your dynamic duo.
Yeah, that's true.
And I understand, like, the concept of like, if these two aren't good, I can't really trust your franchise. Which I mean, when my friend also mentioned as well, it's like, it's like, why would I want to see a Teen Titans show if they can't get Superman right?
Yeah,
that's a fair point. Yeah, so it's like, and obviously, like for like a lot of people that we communicate with, Superman Legacy is really it has to be good. Otherwise, like a lot of people are not going to give this franchise a chance.
Yeah, it's like no.
Which I don't know if it's fair per se to like give it that much pressure, but like at the same time, you kind of have to because DC is already in an uphill battle with uh with itself because of the DCEU, how that went, and now you have this brand new universe, which obviously you got people upset about, like there being a new attempt of a new universe in general. Then it's just for some people, it's just like, all right, another universe with the DC characters. So you really got to go swinging. The cards are against you,
Yeah.
so that kind of thing.
So
Also, as I mentioned before, David Cornsweet was J.J. Abrams' personal fan cast,
okay.
and that kind of like proceeded, and then obviously he also auditioned for Adam Warlock apparently in Guardians 3, so
Well,
that's pretty cool.
I mean, I think that's how James Gunn just like cast him because he saw his audition for Adam Warlock. I
Yeah,
think.
I think it's a mix of the two because like obviously J.J. Abrams has like a pull, since he's like up there in Hollywood, despite our thoughts on him.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So like obviously WB would have like some inclination to give him take a look at him, and then plus James Gunn also. Yeah, it's a combine of the two efforts, I think. And then obviously J.J. Abrams, the best decision of his life was Gracie Abrams. So
Yay.
um,
I mean, yeah, to be fair, she's not only hot, she's, she has good music. I recommend you just listen to her songs.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's that's kind of with David. I also kind of talked about like on the politician. I basically gave my pitch for why I think David and Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane are good picks for the characters
Yeah,
in my video.
yeah, pretty much. I've done fine. It's like I've seen her, and to be honest, I only seen her in one movie. It's like I'm Your Woman, which is about the wife of a criminal. It's actually quite interesting. So she can play like the tough girl who's gonna take to us. Everyone's gonna run away from shit, while everyone's gonna going against her.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. I know another thing people are looking forward to is how David Cornsweet is like 6'4", and Rachel Brosnahan is like 5'6".
really?
Like there's a big height difference between the two.
Jesus, because I swear Rachel looks taller. Holy shit!
Yeah, 5'3".
That's,
Yeah, like she's like,
hold,
yeah, that's like a whole foot taller.
really? Wow, she's taller than I expected.
Yeah, 5'3" to 6'4" is crazy. Um,
Jeez. The movies probably just keeps making her taller than expected. So. But
yeah,
but if you saw like Iron Man's like Robert Downey Jr. needs to wear like heels, like long heels, to match the height of Gwyneth Paltrow. So it's not that uncommon.
yeah, that's true. I but like I think it would be interesting as well. That dynamic.
Yeah.
Obviously, and then like I also like them because they're not. I feel like they're you. 1 second.
Yeah, your mic.
Hello.
Hi. So
Yeah, yeah. So what one thing I liked about the castings is like they're not like big names. They're not like super popular names or something like that. Like I mean, you got stuff here and there that you can watch, of course, but like I think I appreciated more like how I think like it won't be the star power carrying the movie. It'll be the characters with pretty good actors to carry the roles. I
yeah,
think that's what I liked about these two castings in particular. Um, which leads us into what one of our more recent casts given, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, I don't. I think it's a good choice. I don't really have any issues with it.
Yeah. My
Uh,
my only my thing is like obviously like he auditioned for Batman and Superman. Um so there's the memes like, he's been rejected as a hero all this time that you got to be the villain. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
to be honest, I don't want Lex Luthor to be the villain of this movie again. I
Yeah,
got
and
to.
that's really what I wanted to talk about outside of like, obviously Nicholas Hoult has just been on a roll lately. The Great, The Menu. Um, there was one other thing uh, in particular.
Uh,
Yeah, but
yeah.
Nicholas Hoult has been on a roll.
It's,
So,
how
and
do you say?
obviously, like with this whole like thing with Lex Luthor, he's not that much older
They,
than
Superman.
David. David.
Yeah,
So,
there's just like a
um,
few years gap. I think it's
yeah. So obviously, like you can kind of maybe like I don't know what kind of perspective they're gonna go for, either the best friend route,
yeah,
like when they were in Smallville, or like
yeah. Which Michael Rosenbaum also like works with James Gunn before.
yeah,
I mean, he left Smallville because the showrunners of Smallville left, so he left as well.
yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, Lex is like my only thing about Lex in general as a character is like I don't want him to be too heavy and handed into the film, or into the stories. I think I like Lex more as like the background manipulator, but like not in the sense like like an evil Nick Fury. That's not what I'm saying. But like
yeah,
my I mean obviously like with Superman Legacy the only thing is like I don't know what they're going for in terms of like who's the main villain, which we're
yeah.
going to get to in a second.
Well, look at the comment.
They should make him act like Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
it's like, yeah, sweet, truly. Uh,
Yeah,
do you think Lex Luthor is just gonna be a, just a cameo? To be
I
honest,
I think he'd be recurring but not overpowering.
yeah,
I think
that's
that's what they'd do. Like you'll have scenes here and there with him, but I don't think he'll be the main villain, or I don't think he will be a villain, just an a antagonist in the background. Which honestly, I'm fine with that. Um, Lex has been in a lot of media properties, of course, because Superman is in a lot of media properties. So you got that whole what should we do with it's like Batman and the Joker kind of thing. So I understand that perspective.
yeah. To be honest, do you
Obviously,
guys?
what do you?
Yeah,
I need to know what else you want to do with this movie because there's, as you can see with some of the other characters that we get cast, there's a lot of ideas there
yeah. It's
that I
like
have no idea where it's going.
because in the Batman they just have Joker for like two scenes. I mean, one is a deleted scene, and just like yeah, the Joker is there. Bye.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, but that's mainly my thing with Lex. I don't want him to be too overpowering into the film, but like,
I just want a different villain at this point. Like,
yeah, I feel so like I mean obviously the rumors is that Brainiac is the villain, which I don't know
I
how I
don't.
feel about that either. Um,
To be honest, I don't even know who the fuck is gonna cast as Brainiac.
yeah,
But probably you should cast him first, because he's Brainiac, the main character of the main villain of the film. If that's the case,
yeah,
uh, so next one.
yeah. You also got another recent cast we got was Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen, has also been a fan cast for a while for the character.
Yeah.
Um,
To be honest, I've never seen him before. It's actually quite insane. Scott.
I think I've seen him in one thing. Let me see.
No, he's in the Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, I've seen him in that one.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he's in Booksmart. Fuck, what role did he play? Yeah, small role, I think. No,
Oh,
no.
he was Howard Stacy, the son.
Huh?
I think Gwen Stacy's brother
Jeez.
in that scene.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jared
Yeah.
in Booksmart.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Fuck. I don't remember that much. I mean, it's a good movie. I just don't remember his character.
He was also in Licorice Pizza.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. So. Yeah,
But yeah.
didn't see him in any TV shows, so that sucks.
Yeah, I know Licorice Pizza was like the biggest selling point for a lot of people in terms of yeah, basically he plays an actor in that film.
Oh fuck, the Social Dilemma. Oh my lord, who the fuck made? Oh wait, he's in Social Dilemma. No, that's
Yep.
not a film. That's a documentary. Why? Oh,
Yeah, he's also in Night at the Museum.
man, I don't remember those movies.
Yeah. Yeah, that's your Jimmy Olsen.
I mean, I guess I'm fine because I just really don't have
I
knowledge of
don't
him
have much of an analysis to give an opinion. My personal fan crush was Austin Butterfield
from Sex Education.
from Sex Education, which
Yeah,
our first
covered.
episode.
Yeah, what a fucking waste of him.
Yeah. You know, it is what it is. I thought Austin would have been cool. But like I have no issues with Skylar as well. But yeah, on the same day we got Sarah Sampao as Eve, who for those who recall Superman 1 with Christopher Reeve, she was one of the ditzy kind of henchwomen for Lex Luthor.
And then she betrays him again, and
Yeah.
Lex feeds her to sharks later.
Yeah.
She has a bigger role in the Supergirl show. So
Yeah.
it's like I need
It is one of the oddest cast, I'd say. Well, I
there's
guess like oddest characters to use because now we have Mercy Graves, who came in the '90s for the Superman animated TV show.
yeah.
And Mercy Graves has become much more popular. She's a more serious character, things of that nature. So I guess it was an interesting choice to go back with Eve instead of Mercy. But
To be honest, my prediction is she's gonna die, and Lex is gonna replace her with Mercy.
with Mercy, yeah.
I don't even think they will keep her that long because she's played by a model.
Yeah, that too. Which, to be fair, the character's a ditz, so
Yeah, I
guess
think
that
one
was
thing.
the idea.
Yeah,
I know Madison Beer said she auditioned for a role for this movie and didn't get it. I know one of the speculations was this role. I think my personal prediction was Hawkgirl as well, because like I think her age range is like more in line with Isabella Merced. And then if she auditioned for Eve, like she's a decade younger than Lex Luthor, and that'd be kind of weird.
To be honest, I think she will have a better chance as Eve.
Maybe.
Yeah, to be honest. And also she's played by the model is Latino, so race band.
Yeah. But that leads us to Isabella Merced as Kendra Saunders' version of Hawkgirl.
To be honest, this is where it gets weird. It's like when I was looking at this
So
casting, it's
yeah,
like
so as like that's a good point. So before I mention that, the first half of these lists are Superman related characters. Everything else is not.
yeah, I was like, shouldn't you? I was like, why don't you announce like Jimmy Olsen, Lex Luthor, and Eve Tashmore before you announce those?
Yeah, and that's kind of my main thing that it was weird for a lot of people because like you got Perry White missing, you got the Kents missing, you got Jor-El and Lara Vordon missing.
To be fair, I think Gunn said he's
Lana
not gonna.
Lang maybe.
Yeah.
Other Superman related characters. He said that they are going to have those characters. I just find it interesting that
Yeah,
you confirm these other superheroes.
I'm fine with like the Superman's dad and mom are missing because he
That's
said that
fine.
it's like he said that he's not gonna repeat the origin. So
That's fine. Yeah. I'm just saying like in terms of like a casting reveal kind of thing. Cuz we first knew Superman and Lois and then we just knew Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner, Mr.
yeah,
Terrific and Metamorpho. That's just like
yeah. I was like,
whoa.
what when they I was like when you show me that Kendra Green Lantern and just like the guy from First Class, I was like, wait, are you pranking me right now? And I was like, no, this is legit. Like
Yeah, it's like
what?
and they're in Superman Legacy. It's like, oh.
I was like, wait, God, I thought you said you didn't cast characters for just cameos. I was like, dude,
That's a good thing to mention. Like he did have a quote. It's like, yeah, I don't put characters in my film just for cameos. They have to be integral to the plot. All right, buddy. I how much are you going to utilize these four superheroes in
yeah.
this movie outside of what you mentioned before? You want it to be like a lived-in DC universe. Like this isn't the origin of the DC universe because we're basically going into a universe where superheroes already exist.
I mean, I'm fine with it. It's like, but it's like you just have to admit that everyone is just a cameo.
Yeah.
I
Or
mean,
just don't reveal it. Let
yeah.
me be surprised, man.
By the way, do you remember Guardians 3? They actually have like Phyla in the movie, and she has like barely anything,
Yeah.
and she's a kid. It's like
She's
what?
like 12 for some reason.
I mean, her only plot purpose is like for Drax, you just tell her just like tell the other people just stand behind the door, stand behind the cages. I was like, and
But
then
then
she
she
just
gets put on the New Guardians team, which
uh,
for some
and
reason.
and she has like Captain Marvel as powers. I do
Yeah.
not. It's like what's like, I don't know. It's like it's
So
not
I
supposed.
guess she's technically integral to the plot in some aspect, but
It's
it's like, is she
it's,
really just not a glorified cameo?
it's
I
like
don't know.
yeah. She's basically a glorified cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, you can literally replace it to just Drax tell them to stand across the cage and stuff. Drax tell this girl to tell them to stand across the cage. It's fucking insane.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that was kind of like the weirdest thing for me because like, um, because you're getting these other names here for other superhero names: Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, Mister Terrific, Metamorpho. So it's like, okay, and this is I
Yeah.
guess this is to prove that the DC universe is lived in. I
Yeah.
You could still do that though, like oh, you have a newspaper article about Batman. You have a newspaper article about you're in the Daily Planet. You have news reports everywhere. You have papers. You have TV settings.
Oh
They
fuck.
could visit Central City or something. Like you have many things to show that this is a lived-in DC universe without you know
I mean,
having to force it down my throat
it's
this
like
kind of way.
yeah, it's like yeah, and have you seen like I don't know, fuck it, I just can't praise this. Have you seen Legion? I mean I hated season 2 and 3, but in the first episode is like I mean after the first season it's like okay, we only see that in one camp, but you still get the idea that like there are like mutants everywhere.
Yeah,
It's like I mean yeah, it's like, I mean the world building is like bare bones as fuck. there's still it's like you get the idea. Also, the Gifted. I mean, to be fair, that show is more about a lot of mutants, so it doesn't really count.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And like, I guess like my thing is like, I guess it's like to be like different from Iron Man 1, because like Iron Man 1 kind of talked about him being a superhero and all this stuff, and then like obviously with Nick Fury's cameos, like you don't think you're the only super being in this planet, right? It's like, or something like that. And it's like I get that. So you're trying to make it different in the sense like, yeah, Superman is not the only superhero on this planet. That's fine, but like I don't know. I feel like just prioritize more on the Superman related cast and all that stuff. And then like
yeah,
if these guys are in the movie,
I was like, I want to be
just
surprised.
let us be surprised by that.
It's like,
I don't know, like that's really my commentary on that.
yeah, I was like, it's just. I mean, as a casting itself, I mean, it's about Mercy. It's good. It's a good choice. I have no issues.
It's a good choice. The only comment that I've ever made about it is like it really depends on what they do with Hawkman. Like if Aldous Hodge is going to return from the character from Black Adam.
To be honest, he probably will.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Also, because the Rock has too big of an ego to let that happen.
Yeah, which would sadden some people because people really like Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate and really want him to return.
But to be fair, I do too.
Yeah, and I don't know if they would bring him back because The Rock. So you got to pick your poison there. But yeah, I mean, Isabella Merced, she's going to be in Madam Web as well as Spider Girl.
Yeah.
And that trailer looked really weird.
This at least she has a better role in DC than that one. To be honest, that I don't know, that looks like another. That looks like Happy Death Day.
Yeah.
Actually, I think about Happy Death Day looks better than that.
I guess so. Yeah. They're clearly relying on the women, and how interesting they look for the movie.
Yay!
So that's really it. But yeah, I mean, also like for some people who don't know, Kendra Saunders is a Latino woman in the comics, so this is a accurate casting as well. So it's not Shira Hall, it's not the redhead one, it's not a race band of redheads again. So just to clarify that.
Yeah, because like it's so weird. Because for me, it's like, wait, there's several Hawk Girls or something. It's like,
yeah. Hawk Girl has like kind of deals with reincarnation, all that stuff. So there's always a new one after one dies. But yeah, that leads us to Guy Gardner, played by Nathan Fillion. I guess one thing I will comment here is like I have seen both sides of this argument on Twitter and stuff like that. Like, he's a good actor, you should just accept that, and like he'll play the role of justice and all that stuff. And then for other people, it's like he's too old for the character, and that's kind of where I'm at. I think he's too old for Guy Gardner.
But to be fair, he doesn't look 50, so there's that.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing with Guy Gardner is like, he as there's what I feel like what I don't like about it is like the when some people bring up like, oh, like what really justifies like he can't be an older person or that kind of stuff. It's like, we can do this all day with any character really, so what's the point in having that kind of straw man argument, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, for Gunn, he pretty much said that Nathan Fillion as Guy is really just to see him with the bowl cut haircut. So
I mean, you can do it with any characters, and for Green Lantern, just saying. I mean, aside from Aliens one.
And obviously Nathan Fillion is known for voicing Hal Jordan in many movies, animated movies, and shows. So
Yeah.
like Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern is a synonymous thing. I don't know, but I still feel like he should have been Alan Scott or something. I
Uh,
style.
I this is yeah. We're
Yeah,
just talking about DC casting really. Just nothing
yeah,
too serious.
yeah. That's really my thing. Like and I also like Guy Gardner and Ice, related stories like their relationship and stuff like that. So
To be honest, I don't even know that is a thing. I just
yeah, and if you cast a 50-year-old Ice, it's like I guess, but like why? So I don't know.
uh
I mean, it's clearly a subjective argument, but I don't know where in my argument I said that he's a bad actor. So
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I think he will be good in the role, just for an acting perspective.
yeah, but I guess that's kind of my thing though. It's like when people put that, it's like, well, it doesn't really matter the character because like they can act good, so it's like that should be enough, right?
No,
I,
you won't
I
cast.
guess, but that doesn't mean they
I
fit
mean,
the character though, right?
you won't cast Peter Dinklage as Thor, right?
No, but he's a
Yeah,
good actor.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm gonna skip engineer for right now because I want to save it
Yeah.
for last.
Uh,
The other cast we got was how do I pronounce his name? Eddie Gathegi as Mr.
yeah.
Terrific, best known as that very repetitive meme from First Class.
Yeah.
Remember that one guy who has the
Can.
power who can't die, Darwin, and he dies. That
You know,
what a stupid movie. What a stupid thing. Yeah.
to be honest, the movie is not really that good. It's just yeah. My hot take of the day. It's not really that good of a movie. I'm kind of weirded out by it. So, geez. I mean, there are a lot of good things like sex. I mean the interesting characters of Charles, I guess.
I think the best part is like the interactions with Charles and Eric.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and
But
also like
I
the
think I think the mutant twist really hurts um hurts hurts Magneto more than it helps.
also
So
like also the retcons like X1 because like Charles actually don't know about a helmet and it's like oh well by the way I know about the helmet in first class. I was like oh fuck.
yeah, yeah.
That's a
But yeah,
yeah, it's like jeez, it's like, I don't know. The only they really break a lot of continuities. It's just horrible. It's insane.
yeah.
Uh,
Eddie Eddie was a kind of unique kind of casting in terms of like I didn't really expect it out of that. Like Isabella Merced, um, Anthony Carrigan, which we'll get to. Those seemed like pretty
yeah,
clear cut. Eddie was like kind of like, damn. I guess that works as Mister
yeah,
Terrific.
yeah. It's
I
like because
I personally fan casted William Jackson
yeah,
Harper.
yeah. The guy from do you remember Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania? The hey, I'm the guy who can listen to thoughts, and also I'm not just there for a glorified cameo, by the way.
Oh yeah, from New Girl, right?
And no, from it's like the Good Place.
The Good Place, yeah, yeah. Because everybody wanted him to be Reed Richards, but then it's like,
Low.
DC has a black character who is really smart too, Mister
Yeah,
Terrific. Why don't you just do that?
yeah. It's like yeah. To be honest, I prefer Pedro Pascal as than than William Jackson Harper, and I don't even like the Pascal casting.
For
The
Reed,
ho-
yeah.
yeah. Uh,
Uh, uh, one day we'll talk about that if it does become true.
Or if
But
it actually hits the screen someday.
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, so you got that, and then obviously, as I mentioned, Anthony Carrigan as Metamorpho.
Yeah,
Um,
that's announced a day after those three. I think a
yeah,
day or two. It's like, the boat guy from Gotham.
yeah, Victor Zaz.
Yeah,
Um,
to be fair, I don't really mind. It's like that. To be fair, I don't really mind for
I
not
I
acting
like
like.
I like this casting the most out of the four.
Yeah, probably it's like yeah,
Um,
like
yeah,
I legit
it,
thought he's got a legit
he's
thought for this.
also
Yeah,
the comedic relief character in Barry, the Bill
yeah.
Hader show.
Wait, I legit thought this character is a Superman villain or something, and then someone
No,
just
no,
said
no,
no.
no.
Yeah,
He's
that's what people told me.
he's a hero. He's a hero. I get his design looks scary, or in a aspect, I guess. But no, he's a hero.
Yeah, it's like
He basically has like Kevin 11 powers.
yeah, that's what people joke about. It's like he's Catherine from Ben 10.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah,
Anthony as a Metamorpho is a good one. It's a good one.
yeah, that's
And that leaves us last with Maria Di Faria as the engineer.
I just
Before I continue on to what I want to talk about, why don't you kind of explain her? Because I know not many people have heard of her.
yeah, Maria Gabrielle. To be honest, just call Maria Gabrielle. It's easier. It's like she's a former Disney Channel star from what's it called? Argentina. I think Argentina or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like it's a show called it's like in English it's called I Am Frankie. It's like in okay, not Argentina. No, yeah, it's Argentina, but it's Colombia. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, Columbia.
In Colombia, it's called Yo So Frankie. It's a pretty famous Disney Channel show in Colombia. I mean, I've never seen it, but I know about it exists. And they actually adapted in English called I Am Frankie. But it's I've seen season one. Wasn't really that impressed, but and then like after the show ended, which is like last for 2 years, she gone to a comic book show called Deadly Class, and there she basically plays a person who is bipolar, always horny, and just really loves to fuck the main character, and also really deadly and bloody. So basically this character, basically the engineer.
Yeah, that pretty much is the engineer. Obviously, I fan casted Camila Mendez in my authority video.
And
But obviously,
yeah, doesn't work. I mean, and then you just show me, and then just like post it to me. It's like, hey, this is casting engineer. It's like, oh fuck, I love that. I actually thought of that before, by the way. I was like, yeah, I was like, I just never told you. Sorry.
yeah.
This is like,
I guess my thing with Camilla was like Camilla is a big name, yes, but I did feel like the engineer is like a small enough character that like I don't think it really. It's not like too obvious. Like more people would obviously say like Catwoman or like Fire, or like these bigger DC names. So when you hear like the engineer, I don't think Camila Mendes was crazy, but like yeah, but like
yeah,
I always respect like Maria has a smaller name. She got the role. I completely respect that.
yeah, and yeah, just what do I want to say about it? It's like, holy shit.
And then I guess she recently had like a Twitter post of her working out for the
Yeah,
role. So
but to,
she's put in that work.
but to be fair, she's a red action star in Deadly Class. She's basically a dancer who with like katana from Mortal Kombat, basically.
Oh,
The that
Kitana, yeah.
yeah, basically the deadly person with like fan blades.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
it,
Um
uh, it's like,
so the reason why I saved her for last is because apparently she it was listed that she was as an antagonist kind of role
yeah,
of the film.
and
Which
then
James Gunn did say that
no, that's extreme.
that's too extreme to say that, which I've mentioned before. The authority the authority is a team of anti people.
Yeah,
So like they're not very good people, but they're not horrible people. So it's like
yeah, it's more morally gray.
yeah, and like and I've mentioned many times that like I have no clue how the authority will be done in this DCU because one, obviously it relies on the franchise of the Wildstorm universe versus the DC universe, and they're just very tonally different.
Yeah, and
I have no clue what they would do with that.
yeah, and then what's like? Oh yeah, Gunn said that the authorities won't be in this film. So
Yeah, but here's one of them, the engineer.
I don't know what she's gonna do with like what is she gonna be in this film for? I mean, it's
And
like
one of the initial rumors was like there were going to be authority villains, like the authority characters, as the antagonists of the film. Some of them included the engineer Jack Hawksmoor and
yeah,
I think Midnight Man. I'm not 100% sure, but like
yeah,
it was three out of the 7 characters.
yeah. Gunn apparently is like, oh, by the way, I faked that. I just show it to a leaker, so they will lie to you. I was like, oh, based.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
Though we do have engineer right here on this roster.
yeah.
So.
I mean,
How
to be
much of
honest,
it is true? How much of it is not true?
yeah.
We'll have
To
to
be
wait and
honest,
see.
this is like what my third fan casting come to life. First is like what Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop. Yeah, people just keep questioning me. I was like, yeah, that I did want that before that happened. And then the second one is I was like, this is actually the exact same situation. You cast like what someone as like Alona Tai as Sabra.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like,
Sabra.
and then it's like, hey, we cast Shira Haas as the character. I was literally like voice chatting with someone else at that time. It was like, and then it's like sent to me. It's like, hey, I'm sorry, I thought of that before. I just didn't know how to tell you.
Yeah, I'm still not
Uh,
loving the cast for that one, but like
like,
we have different reasons as to why.
yeah, I seen her more, and she's currently in a DC show. What DC? Not technically DC universe show. It's just a DC brand show called Bodies. So I haven't
Yeah,
finished that yet.
which we do plan to talk about that one day.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to watch, not just because I have a lot of problems with the show so far. Also, a lot of life to deal with.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, my only thing about Shira is like very small, like physically speaking. So like with someone like Sabra, who's like a more military kind of character, taller and stuff like that. So that's really my only reason why I haven't loved that casting. But like, it doesn't sound like she's gonna be that kind of character anyway in the MCU. So
yeah, I was like,
it is what it is.
it is awkward when I just like, actually, it's like, it's all work.
Yeah,
But
but then like, and then Maria, as you mentioned,
or that's actually easier to tell you about that than this to
that
than
that
than
is
Ellen.
easier, and
Yeah,
I think it's good.
and because I also mentioned Deadly Class to you before, and you've seen the comic, so
Yeah. But yeah, that's essentially your Superman cast. I still find it weird how the rumors of how the casting leak has kind of been given because it's kind of obviously like what will this film be about is obviously what a lot of people are trying to go for, especially when you have a title like Superman Legacy. Yeah, it's not very predictable, which honestly that's good too because like I don't want another movie before I watch it.
yeah. To be fair, I just want to know who's the villain. To be honestly,
I just
that's
want
it.
to know the villain, really.
I mean,
Um,
I'll exchange to just hide what Kendra, engineer, Nathan Fillion, Mr. Horrific, and this, and Kevin from Ben 10, and just like, oh, just tell me the villain. I don't want to know those.
yeah. You just tell me Perry White.
Or just the
At the
Kens.
in the
Yeah,
Kents very
yeah.
least.
It's like,
Yeah. And just to remember, FYI, this is going to be dated, of course. So Whatever
Yeah.
casting Gunn says, whatever speculations that we made, that's not going to be true.
Yeah.
Just keep that
Yeah.
in mind. This is a very chill stream, so
Yeah. To be honest, I don't. Also, I just think it would be awkward if like after the stream is done, just like, hey, can immediately just like, oh, by the way, we cast this, or just a thing. Or it's like, fuck.
yeah,
It's like, uh,
yeah. So that's the Superman casting. We talked about the authorities. And the authorities is going to be the second movie of the DCU. Which again, the authority has no writer, director, or producers or anything. The only cast we know right now is the engineer, and that's it. Um, yeah, but I guess like kind of segues. Since we talked about the authorities, I did want to kind of, elaborate some points that I missed from my authorities fan cast video, which leads
yeah,
us to one of my castings,
yeah,
one of our castings actually, about Olivia Mae Barrett as Jenny Sparks.
yeah.
Uh, do you have any notes you want to mention first before I go?
Well, I was like when you were like asking me, I was like, okay, I want to cast the authorities because before James Gunn, it's like, and then I was like, I was literally watching Penny on Mars at the time, and also Alex and Co was like, Olivia Mae Barrett, I guess. It's like, oh sure. It's literally, and by the way, how old do you think she is? Like, before I tell her her actual age, before I actually show you her actual age.
Well, I already know, but
At that time,
when I first thought of her, like I thought she was 19, like because Olivia Mae Barrett is a not Olivia. Jenny Sparks is like a eternally 19-year-old looking person. So it's like, okay, that's pretty cool. She's British. Uh, she's British. She looks pretty young. She looks like an adult, but like 19. But it's like, I think that would be a pretty good pick. So it's like, okay, so I guess you went for a 19-year-old for this role.
and then I was like, and then, but so how old do you think? How old do you think she is at that time?
19.
Her actual age is 27.
Yeah, that
That
blew my mind.
I was like, yeah, that affect you. I was like, yeah, that's uh, that's actually quite insane. I was like, because like that's actually just like, oh yeah, she looks 19. Do you think? And I was like, yeah, and then just like I think that really convinced you to just get her.
Yeah, yeah, and that's one thing I wanted to mention in my video, but I forgot to mention it.
Yeah, yeah,
Because like you said, she's 27, right?
yeah,
Yeah, so like one thing I wanted to mention is like why I think Olivia Mae Barrett would be a good pick for Jenny Sparks is like, Jenny Sparks looks like 19 for like 100 years. So, you know, you got somebody who looks young. People treat her like she's a child, but even though she has years of wisdom and experience, I feel like with Olivia Mae Barrett, kind of has a similar kind of thing. She's 27 yet looks like she's 19. She has years
yeah,
of experience under her belt, yet
yeah,
she doesn't look like it. And that's kind of the appeal to Jenny Sparks as a character. So
yeah,
I feel like that's what made the casting.
yeah, and
That's why I think it would be a good cast if Gunn were to consider it, of course.
by the way, fun. There's like a connection with like Maria Gabriela and from what's it called? Yeah, from as the engineer. It's like she's also from a Disney Channel stars from Italy. Penny on Mars. It's like spin off from Alex and Co.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like, come on, Gunn,
it's like you gotta
get
do it.
you got some motivation to get Olivia Mae Barrett. I'm not.
Yeah,
You don't have to pay me or in Unity, but
yeah,
just give it a thought, I guess.
yeah. And also like there's the other authority members. We just don't know how to put it there. It's like, hey,
Yeah. But this is like mainly the one that I wanted to talk about. Just
Oh,
expanded from my video.
yeah. Oh,
But yeah.
uh,
My
yeah.
other thing is like, obviously, I have no idea what the plan is for Jenny Sparks in general because again, Jenny Sparks is
Yeah.
a 20th century character. We're in the 21st century by 2 decades, so I have no clue what Gunn wants to do with Jenny Sparks overall. So whether
Yeah.
he even use her at all or not, or he sets a movie in the 90s, we have to wait and see.
Yeah, because that's gonna affect the team a lot.
Yeah,
Styles comments. Hold on a second.
yeah. It's on Disney Channel.
Yeah, it's but Disney Channel Italy.
One of the more recent years ones, not like the classic Disney Channel, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, also like, it's in Italy, so it's like she's Penny on Mars is actually a spin-off of Alex and Co. That show is like and she's in like the final 4 episodes. And I'll say that because Alex and Co has like 3 seasons and the final 4 specials. And the only good episodes are the final 4 specials. Mind blowing.
Hmm.
And it's absolutely insane, that show. And Penny on Mars is actually a better show. It's like, wow, that's actually a rare occasion the spin-off actually better than the original. Also, it's also very rare that the only good season is the final season. I was actually blown away, like the quality whiplash. Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say about Olivia Mae Barrett in particular. Style,
yeah,
put your comment in a second. But yeah, you know, that's kind of my pitch for her. I have more points in the video as well if you want to check that out.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, and Olivia, if you're watching the video, hi, and
I'm fan of you in the show.
so yeah, it's like give it consideration. I think and let your agent know. I think it'd be interesting. I don't know. You don't have
Yep.
to pay. You don't have to pay us. Just an idea. But yeah, let's talk about what Sty's asking first before.
Uh, so
I'm
much.
still somewhat worried about Superman Legacy. Unless Gunn surprises me, I'm worried that Superman is going to make a lot of dick jokes and play to Spotify playlist the whole movie. Okay.
Gunn said that he won't it won't be like a comedy movie. So
Yeah, he mentioned that like because the film is dropping on the day his dad's passed away. I think
birthday, yeah, pass away or birth. I thought it's birthday or
it's
something.
either birthday or, but his dad passed away. So and that's a special day. That the film is dropping on. So I think he's going to take it seriously. In terms of the movie itself and the making sure that it's good. So that's my
Uh,
only that's my only thing. Yeah, that's okay, man.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
Uh, it's yeah, so yeah, I'm sure that it will be a different tone than his other movies. I
yeah,
think he has made serious things before, like I think so. I'm not sure. I've never seen other things he made.
yeah. It's okay.
Uh,
It's okay, Sty. Yeah. So that's basically it. In terms of that, I guess one more thing. Just to end off the stream with a little bit of on a lighter note.
yeah,
Come on, Gun. Let's get Jenna Coleman as Power Girl.
Power Girl. Yeah,
Let's not mess around here. Come on.
yeah, please. TBS. It's yeah. I love her I love her as as an actress. Yeah, I mean, I've seen her live before. Hey, fun fact.
Yeah, I'm still jealous.
Hey, uh, I mean, she's actually quite nice. She's actually quite nice. She just immediately just stand there, just like, okay, I'm gonna sign everyone's autograph. Actually, there's like a picture of like someone paint a picture. It's like, oh fuck, sorry, something is closed, and then it's like, and then the security guard just took it and just give it to her. It's like, and she just signs it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like, oh,
She also smiled and waved at you.
yep.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, because like come on, Gun. I'm just like I know you don't listen to Fancast. We read your tweet. read your tweet. We got that. But nobody really suggested Jenna Coleman as Power Girl, and it really works, I think. So just give it a consideration. Just give it a consideration, but make it happen at the same time. So
yeah, yeah.
better make her.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, she's not afraid of doing that.
That's true. That is true. But yeah, that basically concludes the our thoughts on James Gunn's new DCU. There is a lot. It is an uphill battle. Just to kind of summarize our points. I think obviously you gotta go full swinging in terms of the quality. Because not many people will give it a chance moving forward if it's bad, especially after the DCEU, and how much of a sour aftertaste that caused for a lot of people. I still think Creature Commandos and Waller as the first projects before Superman Legacy is kind of an odd decision. But with his logic of these are like appetizer kind of things before the main thing like Superman Legacy is like I guess I get your logic.
Yeah. I think.
Jenna would most likely be cast as Marianne.
Yeah.
I wish.
I wish. To be fair, Jenna is not an actress. Just keep doing her stuff. She prefers a lot of different roles.
Yeah.
I was like, there was like she did. The Jack Doll trailer just dropped like yesterday. I think yesterday, 2 days. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Basically, she's basically just like the last shot is basically her just like kill a person with a shotgun, and in cold blood.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Honestly, but like Jenna has been like kind of diverse in terms of her work material. So it's like I feel like with Power Girl, it's like it is very different from what she's used to doing, which sounds like something up her alley.
Yeah, it's like
in terms of trying something like that, but like obviously it's her choice.
Yeah,
what she wants to do.
it's yeah. I hope her agent I hope she considers that. This is real. Okay. To be honest, true for example. Okay.
Yeah. Let's we should probably end it there.
Yeah. It's like So James Gunn slate. Superman. I hope good luck because you need that.
Yeah. We talked about some of the other stuff in the slate. Brave and the Bold is like not looking very good for us.
And Authority is supposed to be the next movie after Superman Legacy. I was like, and we do not know who the writer-director is. Is it James Gunn himself? It's like, if he is, just say it. Holy shit.
I don't think he is. Otherwise, they would have said it by now.
Yeah, I was like, what kind of past report? I was like, yeah, I was like, this is your passion project. I was like, well,
yeah, it is the second film of which is like obviously like Superman and then the Authority. It's like wow, that's a very big.
Also, it was like
difference.
Didn't Gunn say he will write the Authority?
He said it was his passion project, but or he's very excited about it, but like, right now they've been looking at the I should know this. Kingsman, First Class. That director.
Yeah, right. Matthew Vaughn is gonna direct the Authorities.
Jeez. That's who he wants.
Oh.
But like that's I don't think it's been confirmed though.
Yeah, but
Matthew Vaughn.
To be fair, I think he will be good at directing the show at the movie.
Yeah, it's the writing that we need to
that's like
keep an eye on.
Well,
yeah. I don't know what to really expect. I think Swamp Thing will be cool. It's supposed to be separate, but like, let James Mangold do what he can do. He's pretty good at that.
Yeah, but to be honest, it's kind of weird he didn't got anyone for the Authorities before he got someone for Supergirl or something. I was like, holy shit.
that is also odd. And most of these things don't have like time slates onto when they're going to come out or stuff like that. So I'll also give him points for that because like Marvel has like a bad tendency of like, it's going to release on this day, but we haven't even started writing it. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
come on, my
Wow.
guy.
Yeah, I was like, to be honest, I write a lot of stuff. It's just like, that even when you're during the writing, it's like you cut out a lot of things.
Yeah, that's true. So, not to be like League of Legends.
To be honest, I never played a game, but no. But the Arcane is a great show, though.
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically it. I hope for the best for the slate and like the franchise in general. As we put in the title, like, the final straw, because I think it's true. It is kind of the final straw for a lot of people in terms of
Yeah, it's like
DC in general. So
yeah. So the
it's a lot of pressure.
Creature Commander is gotta be like the water before testing before the appetizers. It's like, okay, what is gonna be about, and then the Superman Legacy is gonna be a big deal. Just everyone's gonna talk about that way more. If that's fucked up, the entire franchise is gonna be fucked.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine like Iron Man flopped or just like shit, and the MCU would not exist.
Yeah. Mainly because it was either that movie is good and they get money, or they lose the rights to film ever again for Marvel Studios. So yeah, it was a big risk. Obviously, DC doesn't have that kind of pressure. They just have like more of like, you had a bad franchise beforehand, so you got to be good, man. You got to be good here. Otherwise, nobody would be interested. And yeah, so they're both different kinds of pressures in that sense. One is because like they have to financially make it, and the other one is more like you had a bad product in the first place. So like now you have this or nothing, really.
Yes, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, that's also true. Incredible Hulk was supposed to be that just in case if Iron Man
Like,
wasn't a
literally
hit.
just a month after Iron Man came out. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it bombed.
But yeah, that pretty much summarizes our thoughts. Do you have anything else you want to add
To be
in
honest,
conclusion?
just not much. It's like, yeah, to be honest, the foundation for Superman Legacy and like what Creature Commander is like kind of like, okay, it's hit or miss for me. There's like good castings, but it's just like, I don't think they work in this. I don't think they work in a Superman movie. Also, who the fuck is the villain? I just want to know that. I just like,
Yeah.
who the cans? Creature Commando is like, okay, who's the villain? I still don't know. It's like, don't tell me it's Cersei or Siri. Cersei? Yeah, Cersei. I was like, holy shit, that would be fucked.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah, so imagine Suicide Squad. It's like, wow,
Suicide Squad versus Cersei would be nasty.
Yeah, or just Suicide
Though
Squad.
they did Suicide Squad versus Starro, so
Yeah, or just Suicide Squad versus Superman.
Enchantress.
That's the Thunderbolts. Shit.
Yeah, Thunderbolt.
Great.
But yeah, that's about it. You already say goodbye to the people.
So yay, goodbye. I just submitted a script to a company. So right just today, I have so much writing to deal with. December is like the busiest for me. So I just so just you don't see me much online or just YouTube. Yeah, my YouTube is taking so much break. It's insane. Uh, it's just yeah. So I have to go back to my writing afterwards.
Yeah, and also subscribe to Unity Review and Analysis. The link in the description down below. Also, I'm also working on my John Walker video, and I'm trying to get it out before Christmas. So just keep a lookout for that. My YouTube link is also in the description down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.